Recently, I was getting some grocery shopping done. There was a crazy thing that I noticed when I was there. There has been such a big boom in protein everything. Everything needs a certain amount of protein. It was ridiculous. There was protein snacks, there was protein pasta, there was protein bagels, even protein sodas. But what's more crazy than that is the prices. I mean, groceries are expensive as they are, but you're telling me that if I need more protein in my diet, I have to chop an arm and a leg just to do that? In this video, I want to give my thoughts on what, in my opinion, is this scam of the protein snack industry. Not only that, but I also want to explore why exactly it got so popular in the first place. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I've been going to the gym for a while now. I think ever since the end of high school is around the time when I started lifting seriously. I find a lot of fascination with, bodybuilding, fitness, all that. So getting a lot of protein in my diet is really important to me. So whenever I'm grocery shopping or just like on the go somewhere, I'm always trying to find something that fuels that, specifically when it comes to protein. I think the way that the environment is with the whole protein food snack industry, I think even I am burnt out about it. But when did it even start getting so popular? When did it have its huge boom? And why am I paying $4 for a protein cookie that tastes like it's $1? And to sort of trace things back, we have to go back in time to, once again, the pandemic era. I think when people didn't have access to any sort of like gym equipment, or they were just kind of like stuck at their homes, they started, getting a little unhealthy. Everyone started getting overweight. I definitely started getting overweight from just being cooped up and needing to DoorDash all my food. But once we got out of that, they were making goals for themselves to, melt off all that belly fat, get rid of those love handles, those muffin tops. You have this huge boom in the fitness space. People are tired of looking at themselves in the mirror and just hating the way they look. I still struggle with that to this day. And one of the big things that people needed because of this was protein. And it makes sense, right? When you work out, you need protein for muscle protein synthesis, get leaner, get bigger, lose more weight. It's a cycle, and it makes sense. Why wouldn't companies want to capitalize on this? And traditionally, when I started lifting at least, your protein snacks were really limited. It was either a protein bar or a shake. No in between. But you have this huge growth from social media, especially. I mean, the TikTok fitness space is huge. It was booming. Posting TikToks about a day in my life of, healthy eating or my high protein daily food intake. Everybody wanted to be a bodybuilder. Everyone wanted to be a fitness influencer. Everybody just wanted to look better. And with all of this, I mean, the protein snack industry freaking boomed. I mean, it grew to a $24 billion industry. You'd think with how much the protein snack industry has boomed, they would actually have good tasting products. I mean, I've tried everything under the sun, protein pizzas, protein ice cream, protein pastas, every protein bar you can even imagine. I've tried it, and like 99% of the time, it's awful. There are only 3 that I can think of that I consistently come back to, especially when I'm like dieting or something. Sometime in the future, I do want to do like a protein snack tier list. That'd be really fun to do, I think. But the main issue that I have with all of this is that no matter where you go, it's so expensive. I mean, just like looking at some of the prices, I mean, I'm like paying like $15 for 4 protein bars. Like, what are these price margins? Why is it so expensive? A lot of companies claim that the reason why they're so expensive is usually because of the higher quality ingredients like whey protein isolate, the manufacturing side of it, and some of the branding. But looking at some of the branding on some of these, I call BS, dude. You can't tell me when you look at this branding that it justifies higher cost. What about this one? That make you want to buy it? I think the worst protein snack that I ever consumed was the pure protein bars. Like, if you're gonna tell me that you have to upcharge on the quality of the ingredients, at least make it taste good. You can't sit there and tell me that when you take a bite into pure protein, a Quest bar, or any other of those, except, I will make the exception, Barabels are always good except for the cookies and cream flavor. But Barabels, I will die on the hill. I will always come back to buy those ones. Those ones are always so good. It's like a candy bar. That aside, you're gonna sit there, take a bite out of a Quest, a Pure Protein, any one of those other brands, and you're gonna chew on that for a long time and tell me, this was worth the $5 that I paid for it. When I take a bite of a Bear Bells protein bar, you could tell me that the king himself, Arnold, emptied his bowels into the wrapper. I would believe you, and I would still happily eat the whole thing. It's that good. A lot of these companies are so overhyped. I see all the time on TikTok people trying legendary protein donut, alpha protein brownies. I've tried these and they don't taste good. I don't see how this isn't a scam. It's crazy. And you see all of these TikTok influencers, promoting these products, and I can't help but say they're accomplices in this scam. Like, it's ridiculous. It's hard not to lose respect for all of them who are trying to sell you this product just so they could get a quick buck out of it. And like with like the food industry, like going high protein, the only one I really see it justified is like protein pasta. I mean, I feel like that's a huge one. Usually when you're like dieting or something, you're trying to avoid pasta. And if you're against that, you could, go jump off a cliff or something. I personally think a lot of these protein companies are charging you and I more because their marketing is that good. You see these big buzzwords like high protein. It has 12 grams of protein. And you think that's a good deal, but in reality, like for me, it's not worth the money if I'm not getting at least like 20 grams or more. Big factor why people buy into it is that, everyone's kind of on the go these days. You're always moving, you're always driving, on the go all the time to like either go to your gas station, get a protein bar, protein shake, protein snack of some kind. But when I think about it, I'm like, is it really that hard to just, pack your own snack or like pack your own meal? Like, are you really that busy, or are you just kind of lazy? Like at that point, I think it's the latter. Honestly, one of the dumbest snacks I saw recently, like the Kylie Jenner protein popcorn. Like, just to compare, you're gonna charge me $5 for only 7 grams of protein versus if I could just get like a bag of Skinny Pop for $2. And I know people will defend it with their lives because most of the time it's like influencers that, want to sell you a product. The big scam with a lot of these protein bars is like, they'll tell you like, oh, it's high protein, but you have a lot of like saturated fats or like high sugar. Sure, you're getting your protein, but like, is it really that good for you? Like, man, even like some of these like protein cereals, biggest scam out of that one is Magic Spoon. It tastes fine, but the texture is god awful and it gets stuck in your teeth. So like, is it even worth it at that point? For me, I'm not having a good time, and it gets soggier faster than like normal cereal. So like, I'm definitely not having a good time. What's even the point, And you have like a lot of coffee shops hopping on the protein trend as well. Dutch Bros, I think, was like the big one that started it with protein coffees. And I could see where like the convenience factor of that one is, but it's just like they upcharge you way more. I think like if you get like a large protein coffee, it'll be like $7 for a coffee. I think the amount of protein that you'll get in that is like 40 for a large, which is like more than your average protein shake. So it's actually kind of insane. If I'm in a pinch, I'll be honest, when it comes to coffee, I'll buy it if I really need to. I'll bite, I'm a bit of a sucker when it comes to that. Okay, I admit it. All right, I'm part of the problem. Yeah, people have become so dependent on these protein snacks. You're really neglecting a lot of the other nutritional needs that your body needs that you could get from whole protein food sources, and long term it could really cause a lot of problems. But the other side of things that people don't talk about when it comes to these high protein diets from these like foods and snacks, specifically constipation. When I first started lifting and I started adjusting to a high protein diet, I would spend hours on the toilet struggling. I thought I was about to burst a damn blood vessel with how hard I was pushing. What is the verdict here? I think the verdict is that it is a scam, but the way that things are, it's like really hard to avoid, right? At the end of the day, if you want to, have a protein snack here and there, that's totally fine. Just cook your own meals, right? Just get your protein from whole food sources. I don't have a problem necessarily with the high protein diets. It's more so there should also be a high emphasis on fiber as well. If you're gonna, eat all that protein, help everything move along. If you're gonna have protein snacks, it's totally fine. But I think just the main thing, just don't be so dependent dependent on it. Learn how to cook. Stop being so lazy. I do think there's a lot of positives though when it comes to this. Having these fast food places serve protein drinks is definitely a plus. Obesity is still one of the biggest epidemics in the United States. Like, I was a pre-diabetic at one point in my life, so like high protein fitness has been a huge lifesaver for me, quite literally. But don't neglect the other needs that your body has, please. But what do you guys think? And also, fun little question, what is your favorite protein snack? Is it a protein bar, a protein latte? I'm curious, let me know down below. Literally every Bear Bells flavor is so good, except for the cookies and cream one. I think the sleeper pick is probably the raspberry one. That one was insanely good. I have to go get some, actually. At the end of the day though, we're all trying to take care of ourselves, but it never hurts to just be a little more cautious out there. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Catch you later.